Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Conspiracy Detective Agency. I had to think about that one
Oh no, I can tell.
for a second. Well, before we start,
Hmm.
as of this going live, we should have a Patreon where
Ooh,
you, hard earning listeners, can give your precious currency to us.
why would they do that though, Ben?
I don't know. Honestly, I wouldn't. But the reason we're doing it is because to upload a podcast onto like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that, you got to pay a service to do it, and it's usually about £20 a month.
Oof.
Yeah, and so we're not making any money from this, and we do like a decent amount of research, like prep for each episode. So it'd be nice to have a little something.
Yeah, basically, if you guys enjoy what we do, and you've got a spare buck, I know it's hard times at the minute, so only do it if you can. But if you got any spare money and you just want to help us grow a little bit, feel free. We'd appreciate it very much.
And we can give you a shout out during the
Yeah.
podcast, stuff like that. We might open up a Discord
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah, we'll
have
do a little
yeah,
segment at the end where we just go through your names.
yeah. We'll get you rewards for being a patron because we get just given a couple of random guys with a podcast your money
Yeah.
isn't the top of the things to buy,
It
but
sounds like a pyramid scheme. Now, it's
and a
not a pyramid scheme.
pyramid like the Illuminati.
Oh, we tie it all back. See, this is how good we are.
See, this is the things you're paying for.
Anyway, shall we get on
But
with
let's
the
begin.
episode? I don't know anything about what you're going to tell me because I don't think you gave me a teaser last
I
time, did
gave
you?
no teaser because I said sit back and relax with a good story.
Oh, you did. Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, I'm sat back. I'm not relaxed, but that's a hard thing for me to get into.
There's nothing to be afraid of. There's no death. There's no
Ooh,
creepy monster. This is
okay.
just going to be very fun.
You're selling me a pipe dream.
And even though things will get weird, I guarantee this isn't going to be what you expect.
Okay.
Plus, as a teaser for everyone, there's a nice little thing at the end which like will get everyone involved. Like
Ooh.
it's a yeah,
Okay. All right.
it's good. It's good.
I am excited now. You said sit back, but I am on the edge of my seat.
Sort of sit on the edge, but lean your back
Okay.
far so you're reclining.
Oh yeah.
In September of 2009, a website appeared on the internet.
Just the one.
Just the one. So for now, I'm not going to tell you the website name because it will give away the surprise.
Right.
Um, but it's a very old website and it's pretty simple.
Okay.
And on it is a blog. And so I'm going to read what the whole blog says.
Okay.
It reads: the following is an actual account of my experiences as of recently. Because of the nature of what has happened, I must remain anonymous
No.
until I feel it is safe to reveal my name. But for now, you can refer to me as James Richards. So on September 9th, 2009, I experienced something that I'm still having trouble believing happened to me. I live in Livermore, California, and on September 9th, I was driving home from Turklock after visiting a friend for a few days. I had my dog with me, and I didn't have any plans for the day, so I decided to take a drive through a place called Dalperto Canyon, just west of Turlock.
Okay.
It's a real place, I don't know where, but it's real.
I'll make the note that the date is 999.
Oh, I didn't click with me, yeah.
9th September 2009. Yeah.
And if you flip that upside down,
The devil.
oh my god. There's a scenic road that is a fun drive and actually goes through Livermore. I hadn't taken a cruise for it for a while, so I just thought I'd take it up for this way home. It was about 2 p.m. A ways into the canyon, my dog started acting like she needed a restroom, so I pulled over for the first available parking area to the side of the road and let her out as I stretched. At first, I didn't notice, but then I heard the barking from 30 yards away. My dog was chasing a rabbit. Now, my dog is a pretty good dog, but if she's chasing something, then there's no stopping her.
Oh,
So the only thing I could do is become part of the chase.
determined.
They already had about 40 yards ahead of me, so I really had to book it. The uneven ground and soft dirt patches made it difficult to run, and it wasn't very far into the chase that I had stepped in a rabbit hole, fell back, and knocked myself unconscious.
Is this like a modern retelling of Alice in Wonderland or something?
Yeah, well, let's see what happens next
Okay.
after this man is unconscious.
Did he meet Johnny Depp?
When I woke up, I was in a room with some furniture and electronics in it.
Okay.
I was taken care of with a bandage on my head, but I still felt uneasy about the situation because where I fell and hit my head was in a very rural, unpopulated area with no houses, and outside the window of the room, I could hear traffic.
Mm.
I wasn't near the window in the room, it was actually on the other side to an unusual looking electronic machine that I didn't recognize from anywhere I've seen before. The only reason this stood out was because it seemed out of place in a person's home, which most of the room resembled. I decided to get up and look out the window, but the door opened and I ran into my dog, and ran in my dog,
Oh, okay.
who was pretty excited to see me. When I looked up, there was a man standing at the door. He was about 6 feet tall, had medium, long black hair, and was dressed casually nice, but gave me a greasy vibe, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I know what you mean.
I'm
I've
picturing
met
like a greaser from sort of the 40s.
I've met plenty of them.
He introduced himself as Jonas and asked me if I was okay, which I said
That's
yes.
that's the perfect name as well.
Greasy Jonas.
Yeah. Like a Borderlands
Character, yeah.
villain, yeah.
He said he found me unconscious in a field with my dog barking at me, so I thanked him for helping me out and my dog, and that it was a surprise that my dog even came back to me. I then asked him the question that would make my heart wonder.
Oh,
Hang on, say I'll go.
sorry?
I'll try like make my heart wonder. No, I then asked him a question that would make me start to wonder if I'd gone crazy. I asked him, "Where am I?" "About 20 feet away from where I found you," he replied. I told him that couldn't be possible because there were no houses within at least 20 miles from where I was last standing. He then told me that what he was going to say next would be very shocking and unbelievable.
Do
And
people do that? It's sorry, do you know in, like,
Mm.
films and stuff when they're like, "You're gonna wanna sit down," or they're like, "I need to tell you something, prepare yourself." Do people do that, or do they just say it?
Unless you're a doctor and you're given pretty bad news, I reckon
Sure,
that.
yeah. I can
Yeah.
imagine a doctor doing it, like, "Listen, you are dying." But I don't know. Continue.
Are you saying this doesn't sound believable?
I mean, carry on. I wanna see where it goes.
He took a look at the machine near the window and looked back at me, and he said he transported me into parallel Earth. He
Okay,
said,
I'm saying it's not believable.
just wait, just wait, is all I'll say.
Oh, no.
He said he travelled to our Earth dimension and found me knocked out in the blazing heat with nobody around to help me out. Normally, he said he doesn't take outsiders through a portal, but in my case, he thought I needed urgent help.
Mm,
I immediately started asking questions about travelling to parallel worlds, since all I knew about the topic was YouTube videos of Michio Kaku, which I
Mitchell.
think he's sort of a sciencey YouTuber, I'm pretty sure. I might be
Okay.
wrong.
I'm gonna imagine, the guy in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 that teaches him on the internet how to electrify his webbing. He's like some, like, knockoff, scientist YouTuber.
Right, let's go with him. He told me to slow down and that he would explain himself. Apparently, in his world, a parallel travel machine can be purchased quite easily. While not cheap, it's pretty popular, even though the machine can be dangerous enough to cause death.
Okay, so it's like, like an Oculus VR
Um,
in terms of sort of popularity and access,
right, yes, yeah.
you know?
In the way I'm picturing it, have you completed Fallout 4?
Yes.
And you have those teleporters, like these.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was picturing sort of those.
Mhm.
In the 1950s of his dimension, the government was faced with the decision to continue to fund the space program, I'm guessing NASA, or a parallel dimension program called ARPD. I can't remember what he said it stood for, but I'm pretty sure the PD is parallel dimensions. And I remember
So
the. Yeah, go on.
so in this parallel world, it's
Hmm.
still NASA. It's not, like Arna, Snarner or
It's
anything.
not. It's NASA. It's not that
Okay.
different.
Okay.
All we know is that in the place where was a field in this Earth, it's a
Is a
city.
house or whatever, yeah.
Yeah. I remember the acronym because I noticed it on a lot of electronics in the room I was in. He then explained that the real danger of using one of the machines was exploring new dimensions. Since there's an infinite amount of Earths in other dimensions, only a small amount have been explored. The problem with exploring unknown dimensions is the chance you will die somehow once you walk through the portal doorway. He told me that people die from falling if the ground isn't close enough to where the portal opens, die from drowning if there are worlds covered in water and hard to reopen a portal underwater. People die from fire, atmospheric issues. He said in order for people to avoid this, they would have to know that there would be a similar ground in the dimension they were traveling to. So his government began to research worlds that were safe to transport in,
Mhm.
even creating public spots where people could choose a menu of worlds to go to that were all safe.
God, it's like Alton Towers.
I mean, this is a good concept, but I find it unbelievable that you would even have the option to go to a random one because
Yeah, because of
the,
the danger.
the likelihood of just immediately dying, or like, what if you open the
Yeah.
door and you're in a wall?
Yeah, that seems like the government wouldn't be, okay with that.
Yeah, but I'm appreciating that he's explaining it.
Sure, yeah.
Many of these worlds were lush vegetation worlds that were never ruined by man, only to be invaded by the large overcrowded population of the traveller's world. He said something about new industries that have opened up because of this, one of them being something like dimensional life brokers. These people offered a chance to live as someone new in an already established similar world that doesn't know of dimensional travel. Uh,
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, I like that. That's a movie there.
Yeah, yeah, some guy needs to, like, run or whatever, so they give him the option to go to another parallel Earth,
Yeah,
and he gets to right his wrongs as a new person.
yeah. I'm gonna take a note of that.
Yeah.
Jonas said he was an explorer for one of the dimensional travel agencies and was looking in new uncharted dimensions and came up with my Earth. We talked about a lot of things. Actually, before I say this, where do you think this is going, if anything?
I I it's either gonna be it's gonna start they're either gonna end up joining forces and becoming like a TV show sort of time hopping
Buddy cop.
yeah, or it's like my immediate thought is this would be a really cool TV prank.
Okay.
Like there's an episode of Black Mirror where they do it to a woman and they make her think that like everyone's against her or something because she killed a kid. Um,
Yeah, there was. I can't remember. It was some like magician,
hmm,
and I remember watching a show where there was a guy in a family who was really selfish. Like he didn't
mhm,
care about anyone else in his life, and so they're like, "Hey, can you do something to like help this?" And so they knocked him out. He was on a bus for some like he won a tour or something,
sure.
and during the bus ride, they knocked him out, and they pulled a Walking Dead on him where he woke up in like a hospital bed, but everyone was gone around him,
Yeah,
and so they faked like a post-apocalyptic world,
yeah.
and then they had like a little girl he finds. And so the idea was like becomes attached to this little girl to like try and
Sure,
save
yeah.
her.
That
And like
sounds like like a Darren Brown type.
I think that that's it. I think it is.
Yeah, because he did one where he's done a couple where he's made people think they've killed people.
Right,
So
yeah.
he did
Oh,
one
yeah.
he did one where he got this guy who was just a normal guy. He was like a nice guy, and he went to like a hotel with a bunch of people, and they like Cluedoed him,
Yeah.
and they knocked him out in the middle of like and then they carried no, he went to bed one night, and then
Mm,
while he was asleep, he did like some hypnosis on him so he wouldn't wake up.
yeah.
Took him out of the bedroom and into like a field, and then planted evidence and stuff. And obviously, everyone else were actors, and then made him
Yeah.
think he'd killed someone until the point where the end of the episode or whatever, he goes to the police to confess because he thinks he's done it.
Yeah.
And then there was the other one where he got some guy to like push someone else off a roof. It was yeah, some
Yeah,
of the
I'm
stuff he does is crazy.
pretty sure it was him.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. So it's either that.
So,
It's either,
yeah.
this is either Darren Brown or
Mhm.
or I don't know what.
We talked about a lot of things. It was interesting to see what similarities and differences we had between our worlds.
Mhm.
Food, culture, TV, technology, we covered a lot. We also started talking about music, which was an interesting topic because there are many of the same bands between our worlds that existed, including the Beatles.
Oh.
When their name got brought up, Jonas mentioned that his brother just got back from seeing them perform at a concert recently, which I gave a weird look to, and I said, "You mean they're still together?" And he said, "Yeah."
I'm like, is John Lennon alive
I
in
then
this
told
alternate reality?
I then told him about how they broke up in our world and that John and George passed away. Apparently, in his world, they are still alive, healthy, and still on tour. Which they gotta be old men
Yeah.
by
Gee,
now.
healthy and still on tour. I mean, to be fair, Rolling Stones are
I
still
was
doing it.
just about to say that, yeah.
You know, Mick Jagger's still going, and God, he's far from healthy, I assume.
Jonas then had me follow him into another room that had a bookshelf, like that had a bookshelf looking thing with some cassette tapes. Yes, the music ones, apparently CDs never caught on in this world. Which, out of all the things, I find that the most unlikely.
Yeah. Uh,
Um, and a tape slash radio slash record player. Though it didn't quite look like the type of radios we had, the speakers looked more like a crinkled cardboard, but sounded pretty good. I didn't get too good a look at the speakers, but they certainly weren't round. They almost looked like a tall accordion. It's just a little detail, I
so
guess.
what did he play him? Did he play in Beatles?
The only Beatles album he had that was on store bought and had a real cover was Sergeant Pepper's, which is an actual Beatles album.
Yeah, yeah. I I thought like maybe this guy heard new Beatles songs or something.
Well, the cover looked slightly different than the one we have, but the songs are all the same. The other 6 Beatle tapes he had were all like somebody recorded them onto a blank cassette for him and wrote the song titles on a card slipped in the case. So, you know, when you like record it off the radio or something and
Yeah.
make your own. A couple of the album titles written on the tapes I recognised, but there are about 4 that I had never heard before.
Oh my god.
He played a few songs from one of them, which was totally surreal to hear Beatles music that has never been made, at least in our world.
What?
He talked about it a little bit and said a girl made the tapes for him while he was in a upper school, that's what they call high school,
Oh,
and he was a huge fan of them and wanted him to listen to them.
so she made him a little Beatles mixtape.
Yeah,
That's
it
cute.
was nice, yeah. I want one of them.
Shame it didn't work out with them too.
He popped out the first tape and was putting it in the second one when I told him he should record me a copy so I could take it back with me, thinking it
Oh.
wouldn't be a big deal. Well, the look Jonas gave me when I said that is part of the reason I'm remaining anonymous.
Oh boy.
Not only did it sort of scare me, but had a very serious and almost creepy look to it, followed by the phrase, not word for word, I can't remember exactly. No, you're not going to take anything back to your world. No pictures, no souvenirs, no tapes, nothing. I asked him why, and he wouldn't really say, except that for my safety, I wasn't to take anything back,
Hmm.
which is quite convenient.
What do you think the reasoning for that is? Like, if there was a reasoning,
Um,
let's hypothesize this is happening.
okay. I think it's a worry. You know how we have the idea if we come across, well, like in Star Trek, when they come across a civilization that isn't advanced enough,
Right,
you
yeah, they
can't
can't
interfere.
help. Yeah, yeah.
And so I
Okay,
think to bring anything, even though it's likely going to be something stupid like like a cassette tape of the Beatles,
sure.
the risk of someone bringing one thing that could completely alter the other Earth, I
Yeah.
guess.
I mean, if someone, like, brought back, an unreleased Beatles cassette,
Mm,
I think either the world would, like I think, to be honest, I think everyone would be fine because 'cause we'd either go there'd be, like, a small select few that think, it's from a parallel world or whatever,
mhm.
and then there'll be the majority which are just like, it's either unreleased music that they recorded and never released, or it's just fake.
Right, yeah.
Because the
Exactly.
things you can do with technology now, you could probably replicate, like, music.
This is 2009 as well.
Okay.
So, of course, I'm not
Oh,
the
yeah,
t
of course.
yeah. Of course, I'm not the type of person to go through all of this parallel world stuff and not grab something to prove the
Mm.
outrageous story of my experience. For the moment, I told him I wouldn't take anything and I changed the subject. About an hour later, after some more talking, I heard a doorbell ring and he left the room to check the door. I knew that I may not have another chance to take something, so I grabbed one of the tapes and put it in my pocket,
Oh,
and then shuffled the tapes around to make it look less obvious that something was missing.
he's gonna get caught, dude.
When he came back inside, I said I was kind of hungry. Just to get us out of the room, I mixed the tapes up a little and it was hard to tell which one was missing, but I didn't want to be there when he found out. I'm reading it word for word, it's no punctuation.
Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. Do your best.
So he then took me to the other room and fed me. For the most part, the food tastes like ours, but was different product names and colours. The purple ketchup was the strangest,
Oh my god.
which I think's actually a thing.
Purple ketchup?
Yeah, I think you can get purple ketchup.
Hold on, let me have a look.
This
Why
is
would you want
important.
purple ketchup?
I
Like,
mean,
what's
in
the
this
point?
world, the red never caught on in this world. And
Purple ketchup is a thing.
all right.
Heinz in on my birthday in 2001, so I was 2,
Mhm.
they added funky purple to its crayon box of condiment colors.
Mm. Sounds. I love my ketchup to be crayon colored.
Oh god, yeah, the picture of it's horrible. Anyway, please.
We talked a little bit more, and then I expressed the notion that I should be going because it was getting late. The time of day was identical to ours, as is in all worlds.
Hmm.
We went back to the room with the machines in it. I grabbed my dog and shook Jonas's hand for taking care of me while I was knocked out. I thanked him again and stepped through the portal, which felt like getting wet but staying dry at the same time. Really weird. When I put my dog on the ground, she even shook herself like she thought she was wet. Back in our world, I could see my car on the road still, and there was a straight line burn mark on the ground from where the portal had shown up. So sort of like the Terminator bubble when
Yeah,
they go
yeah,
through.
like electric and
Yeah.
yeah.
It was dark outside, and the only reason I noticed a burn was because I was still smoking from the heat. It was still smoking from the heat, not him.
Oh,
I walked back to my car, didn't run this time,
good.
and
You've
drove
learned your
home.
lesson.
The worst part is that I couldn't even listen to the tape on the way home because I didn't have a tape player in my car.
Ah,
I wasn't able to listen to it at home either because the same reason, and I had to go to Walmart to buy a tape player just to listen to it.
I'd assume it's like it wouldn't play anyway because, you know how in England and Europe and stuff they have a different, like on DVDs it's like PAL,
Right, yeah.
whereas America is whatever, and so you can't play.
True, true.
That's what I would assume.
That's what you would assume.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I don't have any information about the tape other than what was written on it on the card sleeve. The track names are written, as well as the album title, Everyday Chemistry. Everything else about it is as mysterious as it is to me. It also wasn't like I could have asked the guy anything about it, especially after taking it from him. I'll post some more about my experience in the coming days, which he didn't,
Okay.
but I have to go to work right now, and this post is already long enough. If anyone has any questions they want to ask me about this incident, then I've set up an email address that you can contact me at the Beatles never broke up at yahoo.com. I'll try and answer everyone's questions as best as possible. Lastly, if there's anyone out there that has experienced anything like this, then please contact me. Some of the things this guy said to me almost makes me wonder if this isn't the first time dimensional travel has been here. James Richards.
This is sounding a lot like the movie Yesterday.
I was thinking that as I was researching this. I
Yeah,
wonder if they took inspiration from it.
yeah. I'm expecting like Hamish Patel to come in and be like, "The Beatles, it was me." Um.
So that's the end of the blog,
Okay.
and I'm sure there's one question everyone's asking.
Is that what's the website?
What's on the tape?
Oh, right. So I just assumed nothing.
Oh, no, no, no.
Oh.
So this Beatles album from a parallel world was indeed uploaded to this website, and there are new Beatles songs you can listen to right now,
No, there isn't.
and I will play some for the podcast.
Hold
And then
on a minute. Hold
the
on a
album
minute.
Everyday Chemistry is actually quite popular. And
No.
what I'll say first, the songs actually sound legit, and they're pretty good songs.
Okay, hold on.
I'm gonna hang on. I've got one for you.
Okay.
People at home will listen to the same clip as you.
Okay.
I've selected a song. Just go on this link and tell me when. All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh. Okay, it's funky.
It is, and you know, from the 70s, so you can believe
Sure.
this sort of tune.
It's weird. I don't know.
All right. Well, we'll pause it there.
Okay. Creeping me out a
Yeah.
bit now.
So yeah, it does sound very much like them
Yeah.
singing. So, what do you think of it?
What, the music or just the whole thing?
Just in general, yeah.
Um, I don't know now. I'm a bit. I don't know. It's like I don't know because it's there. I mean to be. You've thrown me for a loop.
Didn't expect that one.
No, you've. I think this is the first time in this show's history that I might I might actually. I don't know. It's stupid.
So the Beatles never broke up .com or .org.
Hmm.
I think it is never broke up
So that's the blog website.
.com. Yeah, and so he's got the full album on there. He's got the blog. No, it. Oh, what am I on?
Oh god, online pharmacy.
I don't know what this pharmacy's doing.
Yeah, it just seems like they've redirected because it.
I had it the other day, so
Oh god.
oh god, they're hiding it, and it was also made on the 9th of September. What happened to it? Oh no,
Have we just
they're
found
onto me. They're onto me.
something? I've got a Reddit up, which
Maybe that'll link to you.
um
Yeah, what is this?
yeah, why is it redirecting? Because when you see it in the Google results, the
Mm,
little description looks like it's
yeah.
whatever the website is, and it says 9th of September. Then you click on it, and it's an online pharmacy for what is that? For just drugs? I don't know what they are,
I mean, I did this like the other week, so
and it was fine.
and it was fine. Oh my! Oh no,
Uh,
they're onto me.
oh boy.
All right. Well, if people want to try and find it, they can.
So is that basically the whole thing? The whole, like,
So,
story?
soon after the album was released,
Mm.
some fans realised that each track contained several different voice clips from the band members' solo projects.
No. No.
Yeah.
No.
Mixed together with some original instruments. However, when James Richards was interviewed by The Telegraph, he said, I had a feeling some of the songs had a familiar sound to them as well. The only conclusion I could come up with is that even though it's an alternative universe where the Beatles hadn't broke up, that didn't mean their future music ideas disappeared.
Sure.
So here's the thing with the album being real or not, other than
Yeah.
a couple of interviews, no one knows who James Richards is, and he's not been heard from for many years since his interview.
Okay.
So he just dropped the website, did a couple interviews, and was gone.
Okay.
So that's the sort of the only speculative bit about it is who is this guy and why?
Yep. Maybe it's like Paul McCartney, just trying to trying to get some money, trying
Yeah,
to get some royalties.
could be. I think I think we're done it.
That's so annoying. I was like, if like you say, obviously you listen to some of the songs and it sounds like it's voice clips from other
Mm,
songs of solo
mhm.
albums and stuff. Is that like evidence enough in like every single word that's said in those songs?
A lot of the songs, the same line is repeated a lot of times.
Okay.
Plus, I noticed in a lot of them, the voice is quite quiet over the instruments, and so it feels like they had to
Mask the other song.
master it. Yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
okay. God damn it.
The thing, it's a good album. It actually is quite good.
Okay.
But yeah, or like uh, Richard says, it could just be that in this parallel universe they took their ideas from the solo songs and made an album.
I mean, I was gonna say that when you said it to back you
Mm,
up. I was gonna say, even in you see, in this alternate parallel, whatever
yeah,
Earth, just because they didn't break up doesn't mean when they sat down going, "Oh, what's a good song lyric?" or whatever, they wouldn't have the same
yeah,
sort of process and things that leads them down the same road. But that's just an excuse now,
yeah.
I think.
I mean, the, I'd think that they were trying to get publicity, maybe for their a new album. They like maybe it was a band who made this, and they're
Mm.
trying to get attention. But
I mean, yeah, but then they're anonymous and stuff, so like,
it's yeah, just a lot of effort was put into this, and not a lot of like publicity came after it. So it felt like he had some weird reason for doing it. I
I
don't
think,
know.
in my opinion, it sounds like he had this idea and he did it, and then
Mm.
not long after, people were poking holes in it, and so he dropped it.
Yeah, maybe. I can see that because he kept up with his idea in the interviews. Like he
Yeah,
wasn't going to admit it.
yeah. And
Yeah,
then, when everyone was like, I don't know, then maybe he's just like, oh, well, I'll just leave it.
yeah, exactly.
The oh, there's some pictures. Oh, of the cassette.
Of
Okay.
the cassette tape, yeah.
So the email address, does that just not work anymore?
Yeah, he just doesn't reply.
Okay.
He's been taken.
He's
He
gone
revealed
back.
himself. He's
He's
come
gone back
back.
to a world where the Beatles exist. I don't blame him.
Yeah, in on purple ketchup.
Yeah, purple ketchup and the Beatles.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a fun little story.
Yeah, I mean, it's the one that is like the most, because like for most of that, I was like, this is really weird. And then when you made me listen to it,
Mm.
I believed it. I'm not gonna lie. I was there.
Yeah, I mean, before I'd read that people, and I'm just taking people's word for it, that
Mm.
it's solo album clips.
Yeah, I
It's
mean, it probably is if people say
yeah,
that.
it captures the imagination. It
Yeah,
sounds good.
looking at it positively,
Mm,
it's someone has, made like a fan album, which I don't think I've ever heard of before
Yeah,
of someone doing, and the essence of the Beatles is there, and in that way they can live on through everyday chemistry. I like that.
took a break from murder and all that.
Mm. And instead you messed with my mind for
Yeah.
half an hour or whatever.
But yes, thank you, everyone. You can go find Everyday Chemistry on YouTube and maybe find the website. And
Yeah, the links are a bit dodgy. The Google one's not working, but this one that you found is.
yes, I'll post it in the comments.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, go give it a listen. Tell us what you think.
Goodbye, everyone.
See you later.
Mwah.